Good afternoon and welcome to the United Hour. I am President Chad. In the house with me today, we got the man Devin, we got Mark Lewis, and we've got Alan. It's been a little while since we've seen Alan in the house. How you doing,
Alan.
brother?
All right, all right. I've been following you all,
Nice.
especially last
Well,
show.
yeah, well, I mean, we got a lot to talk about today. How could we talk about a show and not talk about what's going on with Cristiano Ronaldo? So we're going to be talking about that. We're also going to be talking about Eric Ten Hag's brand new five new rules for Manchester United players. Last couple managers that tried to instill rules, it didn't go too well. You know, we had a lot of players complaining. So let's see how they could deal with this new set of rules. We also had to talk about Dybala, Martinez, Jesse Lingard, Andreas Pereira. We must touch a little transfer news. And then we have a new segment that I haven't told any of the guys about. So this is a surprise for them. We have a segment called On the Record that we're going to be launching today. So we're going to be clipping all of them.
It's only series
Yeah,
and
on the record.
you
I'm
will be
gonna be
reading on.
Now, men say I get receipts.
On the record.
Yeah, we're going to be asking a question, and whatever they say, we're going to be clipping it and keeping it so we could play it later on in the season. You understand? So on the record. You understand? So that's a new
It's
segment
on the record.
we're launching today. But we're going to start the program talking about Frenkie de Jong
Again.
and Barcelona. Now, let me just bring everybody up to speed. As United supporters, we have been very frustrated about this Frenkie de Jong situation. We want to pelt Murta, we want to cuss out Richard Arnold, we want to know what's going on. But the truth is that the issue with this is not Manchester United.
It's
We
Barcelona.
have absolutely nothing to do with why this is taking so long.
Correct.
So last season and season before, we all heard news about Barcelona players taking pay cuts. Now, when we heard that news, I thought if a man earning 10 million a year for a season and he take a pay cut and he earning 8, it means that he foregoing the 2 million. Well, apparently that is not the situation. What they were doing is they were deferring. It wasn't a pay cut. It was a pay deferral. So when a man say, all right, he taking 8, it means the club still owe him the 2. So that going to the next year. So 2 seasons back to back, players at Barcelona took pay cuts, really pay deferrals. Frenkie de Jong was one of those players, right? He came in, I can't remember how much it was. I think it was 13 a year, 13 million or how much ever. He took 8 million one season, and then he went down to 3 million the following season. The long and short is Barcelona owes Frenkie de Jong $17 million.
Euros.
Now, this would be the same for almost every player that they want to sell, because everybody who took a play cut took a pay deferral, and therefore they owe them this money, right? Barcelona, I don't know if Barcelona is a smart man from the Caribbean who running the accounts, because they want to sell the player to Manchester United, give the player $3 million, and say, yeah, you hold that and
Hold on to that.
So,
Yeah.
I understand that a lot of us, because none of us here are millionaires, a lot of us may think, well, where's the big deal? And you're going and get 13 million when you, a year when you come to Manchester United.
It is a big deal, regardless.
But I want you to put yourself in Frankie and his agent's shoes. You work somewhere for 2 years. You take a pay cut because they tell you COVID. You take a pay cut because Messi was looking to bust the tape, and they try know how to keep Messi, and they still end up losing Messi. But you take a pay cut still, right, to help smooth things over.
Yeah.
2 years in a row, you take a pay cut. When it's time for you to leave now, they refuse to give you your severance. They're telling you here, what, we owe you 10,000, but we give you 3. I don't think anybody here will be happy about that.
And on top of that, if you had to stay, the way you take our next pay cut.
Correct.
So they're not giving you the money to owe you. Plus, if you
Barcelona is TNT governmental.
owe you more. Right?
Boy, I will be on the phone with the lawyer so fast.
You understand what I'm saying? So we
So
can't be
fast.
vexed with Frenkie. And for those people who were questioning, and I was one of them, I'll be honest. Well, why it is Frenkie? Oh, I love Barcelona. I want to stay at Barcelona. Now we understand why.
Yeah, because they
Frenkie and
have
his
money for the
agent
man.
never wanted to get Barcelona off the hook. They never wanted them to feel, yeah, well, I hurrying to leave. So they always was saying things positive because they don't want to leave until they get the money.
That's right.
Exactly.
Now Barcelona not even willing to subtract the money, meaning we would pay it, but obviously you had to pay us back. We ain't giving. Manchester United is not charity. We don't give, there's not the Manchester United Foundation. We have a foundation, right? But this football is business.
Yeah.
We're not just gonna be giving you money just so. So they're not even subtracting the money, They want what was verbally agreed that we still ironing out. Plus, they want Frenkie to leave and owe Frenkie money. I don't understand that, but that is the situation. So, gentlemen, before we move on to Cristiano Ronaldo, and good afternoon to Kes, and good afternoon to Martin Phillip. What are your thoughts? What do you really think about Barcelona, boy? All these fellas doing business like?
It is all in shambles, and I put it this way: I don't think Barcelona could get a credit card in Barbados right now.
Boy, the credit card in Haiti, boy. We talking about
you make all these promises and whatnot, and now when it comes time to pay up, you ask for all these different deferrals, trying to find ways to get out of it and whatnot. No, absolutely not. The fact remains, like Barcelona, I don't care what anybody says, that 2019 is probably one of the best teams I've ever seen. But that also is very similar to what we did, where they had youth products. Their La Masia Academy produced some incredible prospects. They tried to go along with that name for so long, spend all these big money signings, did not work out. It's coming to bite them in the ass right now. So with that being said, you agreed these contracts with the players. It's time to pay up and do it. Frenkie, yes, it would be nice to have him. It would have been nice to have him fly out tomorrow. But I cannot fault the player for that. You are owed money and you need to get your money. And do not let them get out of it.
I want to know something too. What going on with the players who supposedly supposed to be coming in? Are they willing to take a pay cut also too? Like the Lewandowski and these guys and them and the Memphis, the Pies and them who's there presently at this time. What really going on?
I was actually going to ask that question, but because it's an obvious question to me.
Yeah.
You looking to get Lewandowski? You looking to get Silva from Manchester City? You Barcelona linked with more players than Manchester United.
Yes.
And don't forget Rafinha.
More players.
And I ain't taking a pay cut,
Barcelona,
I was one that was vexed with Frenkie too, but when I get to realize, wait now, this has nothing to do with Manchester, right? This has everything to do with Barcelona. And when I read that same story, you read their chat. I said, nah.
See where the man
Barcelona is the devil.
Everything.
Also,
right now, Satan watching Barcelona like, well, they're more brutal than me, boy.
I thought that Barca owed Frenkie a loyalty bonus coming up soon as well too. So it's even more money that they have to pay him on. So go ahead and get your money, Frenkie. Yeah.
No, I just back everything.
We have a comment here from Martin Phillip talking about he hope that United and Chelsea don't help Barcelona out. So we need to bring in the new dimension to the saga, which is supposedly Chelsea's interest. Now, I'll be very honest with you. I don't think this is genuine. Right? And then I will let Alan give me your thoughts and anybody else thereafter. The reason why I say I don't think it's genuine, Chelsea is interested in Ronaldo, which we're going to be talking about in a little bit. Right? Barca want to force Manchester hand to hurry up with the deal. Right? Without them seeing about their side. I don't know if they try. They're hoping that we will pay, right, the rest of the money they owe to Frank. I don't know what their expectation is. So I think this, it come like to make you hurry up. Let me say, well, hey, somebody else interested as well.
Yeah.
I think that is what this is about. I don't think because if Chelsea was serious, they would have come in with a bid. And then also, Chelsea bought Saul last year, right? They still have Jorginho on the books. They still have Kante on the books. they have other people as well. Can't remember the
Mason
guy.
Mount. Mason Mount
No,
in
no,
midfield.
they kind of holding midfielder. Can't remember his name. He's captain the team.
Kovacic.
Kovacic, right?
Kovacic.
They have Kovacic as well. So Frankie is a good player. There's no reason not to go and get Frankie. But Chelsea don't need Frankie. You understand what I'm saying? Why
Yeah,
spend 85 million on somebody you don't need? So I really don't think Chelsea is inside with anything. I think Barcelona just playing games. What say you, Alan?
Well, you see how Manchester have the hijack mentality now, where they hijack a deal from Leon, and they're looking like they line to do another one against Arsenal. It's more paper talk for me that they're using Chelsea as a big wing because they have new owners, they have money to spend, and there's a big spending club. You understand? So putting that out there, we just try to force Manchester United hand. But apparently, Motor and them they're moving smart. You understand? They're holding out because they know it's just hot air. You understand? Because some of the pundits will say he's um Laporte is trying to cover his ass, as they say. You understand? Because he just playing games. He like a typical politician running the government. A set of lies and lies. You know you want the man out, but you want to get off scotch free for not paying the man. You
exactly.
understand? That it's not
Kennedy,
right.
it's sounding like a Caribbean smart man. That
I'm
is how
telling you,
Barca sounding right now.
because if
Kes,
Chelsea was
just
really
just now,
serious,
just now, Mark. Kes was saying in that comment that I said there just now, Barca might cease to exist in 2 to 3 years. If they go bankrupt, indeed they may. But I mean, real Barca, maybe I had to put real suicidal watch. I know real
and
Barca, man. I know how they're gonna make out.
Yeah,
What you were
that's
saying, Mark?
if Chelsea was really serious, a bid would have going long time. Because as you say, new owner, money to spend.
yeah.
If I was serious, I was putting in a bid long time. So again, we see in our club using the name of our next club to force Manchester to spend plenty money for a player that they own.
Yeah. Because
You
if it
understand?
was another club, they would have used Manchester
I
the
wanna
same way.
I
The
wanna
same
ask
way.
this question, and then we're gonna move into the Cristiano Ronaldo news. If this saga drags out until the last week of the window, would you be okay with that, Devin? Or do you think that we should focus on getting another player for that position when the manager knows who he wants? When the truth is, I'm hearing that Frankie does want to come because, like most players, eventually they're going to become fed up with Barcelona when they realize they're on games. Because even if he didn't really want to come before, when they realize the club don't want to give him money and they're asking him to take an next speaker for a third year, I think
Exactly.
I think Frankie in his mind was starting to tell himself, nah, boy, staying here don't make no sense. He
Right?
wouldn't
Pay cut
publicly say it.
FCL.
He
I know
wouldn't publicly
Barcelona
say it, but
FC.
So if you remember a couple of weeks ago on the show where I flat out said, I asked a question, if you see Frank Dion being a United player, a lot of people said different time frames. I think I said we'll probably get him in the last week of the transfer window. And to me, yeah, I would be fine with that. But at the same time, we still need to sign other positions. So I would be upset if we don't sign anybody but get him at the last minute. I would not be upset if we get, for example, well, I don't want to jump too far ahead, but if we get certain targets that we will discuss later on in this show, and then we get hit at the end, yeah, that's cool. You play the game, whatever, how it goes. So
Yeah.
let Barca suffer. Let them say whatever they want. If he wants to go somewhere else, fine. And you know what? Then we're done. We're done kind of doing ties at Barcelona while this man is in charge, because it's so frustrating when it seems like you're saying one thing privately with the transfers, and then publicly you're saying something different. So no, I don't play that game at all.
true, true. Let me just
Yeah.
read this from Kes and then Mark, you'll weigh in. The Spanish media is a part of this as well because they support Laporte in getting a huge sum for Barcelona players, and that is a fact. Go ahead.
Yeah. I will be pissed if it drag on to the last, down to the drag, the last week. and we ain't game, and we ain't look for nobody else. We'll be right back at square one.
No, but if we get him, if after all the drama we get him,
Well, I wouldn't mind if we game him. I wouldn't mind, but I will still be pissed in the sense that he'll come down in the dregs, and the season will start, and he'll have to miss a couple games to get up to speed. You know how it does go.
Yeah,
You
that's how
understand?
it is.
Where he could come early, join them on the preseason tour, get up to speed, and start the season one time. That's what that's get me vexed with these teams and players and transfers and all these things. When you come, you're missing 2, 3 games because you ain't up to speed yet, and like time wasting.
Well, Ten Hag know Frankie could adjust his
Yeah,
system in a heartbeat, So even if he get a week, that should be just enough for him to build up the speed of the game. Because remember, he playing at different speeds, especially in
yeah.
Spain. It's a slower speed to the
Well,
English.
that's one thing I would say about people who transition from the Spanish league to the Premier League. The speed of the game is not the challenge. The challenge is be the physicality of the game, because the Premier League is a little more physical. But in terms
Little,
of pace,
way more physical.
yeah, the in terms of pace, it doesn't be an issue with pace. Them fellas just be able to adjust to the pace, because normally in Spain they're actually a little faster. The Spanish league a little faster than the Premier League. The problem does be the physicality. And this statement here from Martin Phillip before we started to talk about Cristiano Ronaldo, I think is really important. You know, why is it that UEFA hasn't said anything? Why is it the La Liga hasn't said anything?
100%.
Because
Yes.
these are international players,
Correct.
right? De Jong is one player, but he's not the only player owed money. You have Spanish players own money. You have African players, they own money. You have French players owed money. You know, what is going on with UEFA? UEFA just sitting down and watching Barcelona try in a smart way to you know, play smart men with the players and not saying anything. You know, some kind of sanction. Why is a club like Barcelona going to be allowed to play Champions League football if they can't meet the commitments? Because right in the Premier League, for example, you all know Derby was relegated from the championship. You all know why they were relegated? They were docked points because they couldn't meet the financial commitments.
Yep.
Right? Barcelona shouldn't even be considered second coming into this season. I don't know La Liga rules. Maybe La Liga don't have any rules where that is concerned.
And they want to reprimand Rooney for spending his money.
Yeah, but he tried to save them.
Yeah, you cannot not be paying your players and operating like if everything is everything.
Yeah.
We want Lewandowski.
We want Barcelona you're talking
City.
about, and
we want this one, we want that one, and only can't even play present players.
Exactly.
Something is wrong with that. But we will keep monitoring it, and we'll be talking about it in this space. So, fellas,
you want to call Frenkie tonight, yes?
Let's talk about
play himself no games.
The man of the moment, Cristiano Ronaldo. So is the latest. The latest is it is being reported that Manchester United has set a price for Cristiano Ronaldo around £14 million. Ronaldo has still not traveled to the UK. He has still not shown up for training. It is possible that there is a genuine family issue that Ronaldo is dealing with. We have not, it doesn't look good. The optics don't look good. But we don't know for a fact that is because he wants to leave that he is not shown up for training. Manchester United is leaving the UK on Friday, which is tomorrow, to go to their first preseason game against Liverpool, which is on Monday. Right? So let's see.
Tuesday.
Oh, right.
Tuesday, yeah.
So let's see if he shows up in Bangkok for our first game. You know, even if it's just to take pictures or whatever.
He's got to show up in Bangkok this weekend by Sunday.
He's not going. I doubt he's going.
I doubt that very much.
If he don't go to England for any kind of, not even for the meeting with Ten Hag, I can't see him traveling by himself to go.
I feel for the fans. I feel for the fans who bought tickets wanting to see.
Course, because one of the reasons you would have wanted to go was to see Cristiano Ronaldo.
Correct.
You know, even if it's for 5 minutes, You could say, boy, I see Cristiano Ronaldo live, right? Um, Now we also hearing a lot of news about Chelsea being interested in the player. The question I want to ask before I jump into that a little more is if, because we have to start talking about this, like if Cristiano is going, we can't talk about this anymore. Like if he don't want to go, the minute the club set a price tag on a player, it means the club is prepared to lose the player, right?
Yeah.
So if Cristiano Ronaldo goes to Chelsea, how would you feel about that? Then?
So to me, it's I really wouldn't feel any different than I did right now because if Chelsea does sign him, to me, it's the same thing as another Lukaku situation. They will deal with what we were dealing with all last season because Chelsea wants to play the system now where you want your striker as well to press. We all have seen Ronaldo is not going to be able to press like that for every match. On top of that, is Chelsea going to be able to afford the wages we're on right now too? So to me, I don't genuinely believe that he is going to Chelsea, or if he goes to Chelsea, the only reason that he goes is because of Todd Bowley's ties with marketing firms. So I take that with a grain of salt. I
So,
not
but where else then? If he don't go to Chelsea, Bayern Munich have made it clear
so
that
it's
they are
so
not interested in an old striker again.
I could see Napoli or Sporting Lisbon.
Sporting.
Yes, remember where he started.
I know he said he wanted to go to Sporting, but if you're leaving Manchester United, not just because they want to play Champions League, but because they want to win trophies, they want to add to your legacy.
So like it's something like if like to think about that, where if you go back to where you started and then you win them a trophy and you get them progress well in Champions League, I mean that's a great legacy right there as well to add into it.
Yeah, but the Portuguese trophy ain't going and get you considered for a Ballon d'Or, you know.
Well,
Really?
so I think at this point it's like okay, just try to win whatever you can right now, and I think there he may have a slight thing where he wants to play with his son, maybe.
All right. Let me read this comment because I think it's very pertinent, and then we're gonna go to Mark. I love Ronaldo, and I respect him enough to let him go because he's Mr. Champions League. This is another distraction we really do not need. But if it's really a family issue, give him all the time he needs, and I could agree with that. Yes, I could agree with that.
I agree with that as well.
Yeah.
Mark, how would you feel seeing Cristiano Ronaldo run out in the blue of Chelsea?
Knowing the Chelsea fans on them, I want to go to war with some men.
Talk, boy.
Yeah.
Talk.
Gonna win stop talk, but as you say, well, as everybody say, nobody want to change the team at Bayern Munich say for an old striker. You understand? Although he old, he'll still get your goals, but you had to change your whole style of play to suit him. No, mind you, if it's a genuine family emergency, give the man time because in the past we gave players time to deal with wherever the door get bounced or the goldfish drunk. We give players time to deal with them things. So if the man generally have a family issue or a family emergency, give him the time. But if he leaves, life goes on. Younger, fresher men, more energy, life goes on. Because he left already, and Manchester United did continue. When he left the first time, Manchester United didn't collapse and say, oh God, boy, Cristiano go on the club shutdown. Football continue to play.
So the one thing that I would add is if he does want to leave and it's genuine that he wants to leave, I would also prefer that it's done sooner than later. So it's just one less fiasco for Ten Hag to deal with. And that's just how I look at it because then what's going to happen now is the whole preseason press conference. How many questions do you think he's going to get each press conference about Ronaldo? I will guess at a minimum 5 per press conference.
I think that is exactly why the club has changed its stance. You remember the first thing the club was saying is Cristiano is not for sale, right? And I think the club has changed its stance because they don't want the circus. If they put the price out there, there's how much we want. So whoever, if you could find somebody to pay it, we'll take the money and you could go away. You know, because we don't need this circus going forward.
Yeah, that's the same thing. You remember? That's the same thing I was saying with Neymar. I don't want that circus.
Absolutely not. No.
Don't want that circus.
We now get
wants to leave and a club come and offer. Now, mind you, if you have a little ounce of integrity, you wouldn't go to a team in England, you'll leave England and go away.
True, true.
But if you end up with a team by Chelsea, so be it.
You see, he
As
had to
Phil
look.
say,
He had to look for
Chelsea
the
got just
suit.
had to deal with the same thing we were dealing with last season.
Yeah, Mark. He had to look for the suitors that willing to send game that Champions League football, and he said
Yeah,
pay his salary. You
yeah.
understand?
I
Pay
think
this.
if Ronaldo really want to leave, he will take a pay cut. So salary to me is
and
secondary.
that's
No, don't get
and
me
that's
wrong. I do
exactly what
expect
I
him
could
to
have
take.
put in this.
I do expect him to take a sport in Lisbon pay cut. I
Nah,
ain't talking about that
Or,
extreme,
or a
but
Barcelona pay cut.
he could take a
nah,
little
nah,
at
nah, nah.
200,000 off the top.
Yeah.
Ronaldo could take
Like
a
that comment.
200,000
A
off the top.
sport in Lisbon pay cut, better you play for free.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So
uh,
I didn't expect him to take that much, but he could do something. Alan, if you see Ronaldo running out for the blue at Chelsea, you're burning your Ronaldo jersey.
no, not at all. Not at all. For my take on this whole thing, when Ronaldo came, it was good. It was great. You understand? A son of the soil came back and stuff. But to me, honestly speaking, the standard had dropped because it was the same situation like when he was at Real Madrid, where all the focus wanted to be on him. He wanted
On
all the
him,
focus
yeah.
on him. He followed with Gareth Bale. He pushed Benzema in the back until Vinicius came in, they realized, okay, he realized I need to move on to our next pasture where I could control, dominate. He picked the team that was ruling in Italy, which was Juventus. You understand? He didn't make them any better in my sense. He made them
Yeah,
worse
he
in my
made
sense.
them worse.
Camaraderie. You
True,
understand?
true.
Because they had something going there for years. You understand?
Yeah.
Coach come, coach go. They were still winning. You understand? Systems change, systems thing, right? When he came back to Manchester United, we were now gelling. We were now building the camaraderie that it was needed with some of the old French players, well, the Pogba's of this world, and the younger ones like Mason Greenwood and the Langa and them coming through because Oli Ole give the youths the opportunity, right?
Yeah.
So when he came in there now, it upset everybody aura, everybody camaraderie. Bruno no longer took front because remember on the Portuguese national team, Bruno is in the back. You understand? So he adapted the same mentality because who is his
Of
mentor?
Christie,
Who
yeah.
Christie came. You understand? And Bruno whole game change. When because from Bruno first season, he took control. He took the bull by his horn and make people start to notice Manchester and everybody came on board. The Greenwoods, the Rashfords, everybody came on board. So with that now, it kind of dampened the spirit and they'll talk about the leaks and all these other things. It was just players trying to get a voice out.
Just players venting.
Yeah, there was venting. There was more or less
Yeah.
venting. So even if you go to Chelsea, it,
Same thing going to happen.
the same thing will go happen.
Somebody
Yeah,
had to take the back seat because I CR7, I had to be in the spotlight.
they just hope that if it do happen, that he could produce more than Lukaku with the
Yeah.
system that they have in running because you see all these wingers and wing backs and things operate. Christie have plenty running to do. You
Yep.
understand at the end of the game is if he can make it under Tuchel with that. So like two powerhouses, a powerful manager.
If he
Plus,
stay by us too, he have plenty running to do too.
yeah, well, he knows that. He knows that. But Ten Hag have a way of using these players and them smartly. And again, I always say, Hala. He took Hala from nothing to great, where he get
Yeah.
a big contract.
Yeah, he,
Big
re- he
buy.
revived he revived that man career to the point where now he go on Dortmund. Dortmund pay money for him.
You
And
understand?
Dortmund really don't buy old
Right.
players, so
Mm. You
very
understand?
rare. So they imagine they sell Haaland, and now they're going for Haaland and they ask yourself, well, Normally, that is not how Dortmunders operate. So
Well,
the
they're
same.
hoping that he fit back into the system where Haaland replaced, where Haaland leave. You
We're
understand? Because he had our goals.
talking about Eric. Sorry to cut you off there, Alan. Talking about Eric, let's talk a little bit about these rules, these 5 new rules that Eric Ten Hag is putting in. Guys,
Good.
make sure and like the video. Make sure and subscribe if you're watching us on YouTube. Make sure and share. Tell fellow United supporters about this. You know what I mean? Help support the channel. Help support what we're doing. So I want to go through. Should we go through each one individually? Yeah, we'll go through each one.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Yes.
you all will give me your own opinion. So the first rule that Eric Ten Hag is introducing is players will be dropped if they are late for training or late for team meetings.
Yeah, you know, that's going on all since I know most.
It's I don't have any issues with it. You know you're part of a team, you're a project. Part of that is professionalism. You're expected to be at a place at an appointed time. You get there at that time. I would have been fine with fines, but you know what? Being dropped, okay. You lay down the law, fine, no problem with that.
It shows discipline, you know. Discipline.
All right, good.
Yeah.
Good afternoon to Carlton and Kurt Alexander on the inside. Rule number 2: players must not drink alcohol during game weeks. Now, let me make this clear.
That's the whole season.
Between now and the World Cup, it have 2 international breaks. So it means that players could drink during those 2 weeks. Because between now and then, outside of them 2 weeks, is football right through. Good?
Yeah.
So Ten Hag is pretty much telling you no drinking. Right? It pretty much that is what the rule is. Don't drink. Don't drink no alcohol. What you all think about that?
So I think the players will still do it. I think they will just do it in their own homes. They won't go out and get photographed doing it. I think Fergie's rule was that you couldn't drink 2 days before a match, but players still got away with it and whatnot. They
I think it was something like that.
It will be a good test now to see the players' discipline, as well as to see how.
Oh gosh, Carlton!
I am curious to see is how often now before leaks start coming out where people get photographed, players get photographed in their own circle.
Exactly. If I was working for a newspaper, that is all I following United players right through to see what
as a steel cracker beer. Yeah.
We see that the same level that I'm really serious about the football.
It's not champagne. It's not champagne.
Beer.
Something I don't know, but yeah.
Even if I see a stand up bar waiting to cross the road, you're not going any mile. You're waiting to cross the road.
You know what you can see? You can see what we all did in the Coke bottles. You pour the rum in that and you drink. You sip.
Yeah.
I think that is exactly why Ten Hag makes sure these rules would become public, you know, because he knows that the public, the media will help enforce the rules. He don't need to be there when you're going out. Take a drink, let somebody see now. You are Manchester United player, that is news. All of a sudden, it's news. If a player in a bar holding a beer, news, front page, back page in the so and so United player.
Carry your wife for dinner. Or what would you like to drink? Sparkling water, please.
Water for you.
Yeah.
All right. So rule number 3: players must eat food prepared by the club. No personal chefs. Now, let me say this. I think this rule has to do with personal chefs when you come to training. Right? That when you come to training, everybody is on a level playing field. You can't be eating, it can't be 80% of the players eating what the canteen is providing, obviously, which would be healthy meals. And 1 or 2 top shutters have the personal chef preparing their own food. So you'll be saying down to eat and 3 players eating something totally different to everybody else. That is my understanding of why this rule is in place, to make it a level playing field. When we come into train, everybody's
I believe in that.
Right? What do you all think about that rule?
That is why
that rule should have been in place from ever since.
Yeah.
While you were here at the training ground during your training time, it's you, maybe your bodyguards to escort you in or out. But that should be about it. Like you should
Yeah.
not be bringing in your own team into somewhere where you have professionals brought in there, because then that, you know what that tells me, if I'm the club, that's a slap in the face to me, saying you don't trust my people here to look out for you the best.
I don't think so.
Exactly.
I think his guys have certain cliques like the Spaniards and them in the club or the Dutch people. They have certain meals that they would like. You understand? Special meals so
Talk
the
to the
low.
manager. Tell the manager your
Exactly,
preference.
Yeah.
exactly.
Let him
Okay,
talk to the
you,
chef.
you, you want these meals
Yeah. Because
addressed,
I
okay,
sure
and then go
whoever
from
needs these guys and them have the chef and them at Carrington, them could prepare.
Well,
there.
Tenag believe that his meal plans will be beneficial to the body. You
Yeah.
understand? It must have something that they will eat. You understand? Because in professional clubs that have certain diets that you will meet anywhere you go. You
I mean,
understand?
let me real. If the man is concerned about the height of the grass, you could be sure he have a meal plan for them for
For
them.
what going in your body because you want
Yeah.
maximum out of that meal, to get that energy, that extra
Yeah.
strength, that muscle
Correct.
mass. That is why Rule 5 is in accordance with that too. And Rule 2. You understand the BMI? You understand
Yeah.
the BMI is important.
Because when
Well,
they at
that is,
Carrington, when they cook, when they make there, everybody eating the same thing. When you go home, you could
And
deal
then
up with your personal chef.
promote camaraderie.
Yeah.
Everybody can sit down and have a
and
chat.
I never forgot when Chris Beckham, when David Beckham went to Real Madrid. He said the hardest thing was the culture shock. That the players came, they trained, and then they left. Because he grew up, remember, Beckham came up from small, right? Playing from the under 12s at United. And it was a norm for players to eat together.
Yeah.
So there was this camaraderie built within the team. And when he went to Real Madrid, there was none of that, you know? So
Come, you train, and you bust out.
I think that is something that Ten Hag wants to bring back
Yeah, you want
as
to form
well.
a family. It's a family you want to form,
Yeah.
a
And I mean,
united family.
imagine, Alan, you invite some family over for Christmas lunch, and they say, "Yeah, we come in," and they bring their own food, and you and your family eating what you cook,
Hmm.
and them eating something different. That is not a good look. That
Nah,
is
It's
nah.
not
not a
a good
good
look.
look.
Yes, that
Best,
can't work.
best you tell me and bringing something to the pot.
For everybody is different.
You understand? We go share everything. You understand? I will see the camaraderie day. I will see the love, but nah, it had to have some order. And to
And
me,
And
team
Jeffrey is saying as well that LVG during his time spoke about cliques during lunchtime. You know,
mhm.
who knows? Ten Hag might have men sitting on assigned tables. Who knows? So the rule is that players' BMI will be checked monthly. Now, clearly, this is intended to make sure that players' fitness levels remain right. That your whatever your game weight is, whatever that is assigned to be, your game weight that you're maintaining that. If it is you're going off track, right? If you're sneaking and having some extra beers home where the manager can't see, we seeing it in your weight going up.
yep.
Wait,
I think
wait as you do. Wait as you
he
do.
giving you 1 week to correct it too.
Yeah, wait as you're doing that your weight going up. You understand? So I think that's also good. It shows how disciplined the man is. The man looking at everything,
Yeah.
right?
You don't
So let's
nobody
jump.
end up like Hazard.
McLaren said that he's a stickler for fine details. He's asked
And and
everything.
and I'll be honest with you, the player for me at United whose career took a downward spiral because of indiscipline was Memphis Depay.
Yeah.
I
I
think
thought you were gonna
Memphis
say Luke Shaw.
I think Memphis would have been a really great footballer for us if he was more disciplined. He came, we gave him the number 7 shirt, and he felt like he reached before he kicked a ball.
Yeah, start off
Right? The
when they
party
said
life, the this, the that, he
Yeah.
put on weight, and it
And
started to
shocking
show
enough,
on his field, on the field.
Ryan Giggs told him about that.
All the
And,
man.
and his career,
Didn't Rooney say something? It was a bad look. He showed up for like a reserve match in a Rolls Royce or something like that.
Yeah.
and yeah, they had to talk to him to come back here training with that vehicle. You know, it went to his head. You know, I reached Manchester United. I had a number 7 shirt, and he didn't kick a ball yet,
But
right?
him Ruud Gullit
You
and
need
all
in a
spoke to him.
Royce.
Ruud Gullit and
And I
all
think,
spoke to him, and
you
he
know,
was
it took a little while. He went to France, to a way less popular club, started to shine, ended up going to Barcelona, right? Cutting rap videos and all kind of foolishness. But the talent was always there, you know, but because of the lack of application. And I think what people may not understand, they may find that Ten Hag is too strict. You're checking men weight every month, you're checking men this, that, the other. But if people are disciplined in how they take care of their bodies,
Yeah,
they're going to be more disciplined footballers. And we as
exactly.
supporters going to see the results on the pitch.
yeah.
So the last rule is players must complain to Ten Hag, not to their agents. Now, I personally think this is all about leaks. You have an
Media.
issue? Come and talk to me,
Yeah.
right? Because the agent has worked for the player, the agent don't work for the club. So if you complain to your agent and he leaks something, we can't sanction your agent because he don't work for the club. If a reporter, it come back to the club, boy, this player tell me so, well, we could sanction the player. So I think this is a rule to pretty much make sure that the leaks don't, get out there. What do you all think?
So
Exactly.
I will
That's
play
a great rule.
devil's advocate on this one. Yes, I can see it's to prevent leaks and whatnot too, but if you're gonna punish a player because a certain agent says something, how do you know it came from that player and not from another player trying to sabotage that same player? Because we all know there was a whole bunch of dysfunction in the dressing room before, and so that is my big concern with this rule. I completely agree, though. You have an issue, come to me and we resolve it here. I completely agree with that. But
No, but
it's
I mean, when you're
curious.
changing a culture, Devin, sometimes you have to be a little heavy-handed in the
So,
beginning.
yes, so I completely agree with that. It's just I want to see what happens when the first leak comes out via agent. What happens then?
Yeah, let's start off
But
a little
Devin,
bit.
I believe anything that come out is probably is a result of what probably happened on the training ground, where Ten Hag might tell a player something, or probably drop a player for, as I say, making mistakes or not doing it correctly how you want to do it, and if it come out in a sense that I ain't feeling to be at this club, or the training bad, you get single out people. He gets single out
And,
people because, as I say, he's a stickler for detail, fine details. He watching
and one of
everybody.
the things, go ahead, Alan.
He watching everybody, watching how they're motivated, their attitudes, and everything. So he will know if somebody had the right attitude, and wait for that to come out. You understand? And that player, who agent it is that involved, whether to you, Devin, is somebody trying to set up that player, he will have a one-on-one with them, and the truth will come out. You
Yeah.
understand? The truth will come out. You understand? But he get based it on the attitude in training, and how the process, the rebuild goes. You
Yeah.
understand? You know. So it's
If your agent come and talk to me, I dip it in your pocket. So I
yeah.
tell you come and talk to me, don't talk to your agent. Anytime your agent come and talk to me, I dip it in your salary. You understand?
You out that place. You
Yeah.
understand? You out that place. I
And and
boss.
and Kess is expanding it, talking about the ex players and other people apart from the agents who players may talk to that'll put stuff
Yeah.
out there. And
Yeah.
I mean the club has made it clear that the ambition is to have a culture of anti-leaks. And the truth is we've been hearing a lot less coming out of the club with this new regime, and I don't just mean Ten Hag, I mean also the backroom
Yeah.
changes, right? The administrative changes. So let's see how it goes. Carlton is saying apparently yesterday he went after Bruno and Rashford, and it was leaked. You see, this is what we want. This is what Ten Hag wants to avoid. Screenshot this. Before half the season, you would see men pushing themselves out the door because they won't be able to change. Well,
Yeah,
it's all about
that's fine.
priorities,
That's fine. Let them go. And anytime that there's change involved, some people are not gonna like it, and you know what? That's fine. It's a part of change. Some people have to go. So bye.
Right now.
I have no issues with that statement from Jeffrey at all.
And I
All right,
believe,
guys.
go ahead, go ahead.
Let me just read this one comment and then we're going to switch it up. Rules were made to be broken, but I think breaking these rules could hurt these guys' livelihood. Yeah,
Exactly.
if you're getting fined all the time.
Yeah.
I would revise that statement. So rules are there for a reason. I think records are made to be broken, not rules.
You know it is.
True.
You know it is
True.
at the end of the month or however it is get paid. You have nothing to get because everything going up in fine.
And a lot of basketball teams does that, you know. And I
Yeah.
don't know if you all would remember Liverpool did that with this Italian boy who used to play for City,
Balotelli.
Balotelli. Yeah, they had a set of rules in this. You know, you break this rule, you come late for training, you get fined, this, that, the
Like
other.
every
All
club
to keep
Balotelli
him
went
in,
to he break them rules.
to keep him
So
in line.
Suarez had an anti-bite rule when he went to Barcelona. So yeah, yeah, it happened.
Carlton. Them
Uh,
English players will come for you, you know, Maguire and Shaw, you're on the case. You're on the case this afternoon. So I want to run through some stuff quick, guys. Quick. The Dybala news, Dybala to United, my understanding is that Dybala's agent has spoken to Manchester United, but we did not table an offer. Now we have to remember Dybala is a free agent. Remember, we signed Cavani at the depth of the window. Dybala is a free agent. That is an easy deal to do
Yeah.
if we want to do it. So clearly, I think it's not a priority, but I guess depending on how the rest of the window goes, is an option, right? And then it should be told, nobody else, people not running down Dybala right now. You know, hearing about
Nope.
5-6 players, clubs running down Dybala. So that is not a priority. Martinez, our second bid was supposedly rejected. It seems Ajax, they're not saying they're not selling their players, but they
But you
expect
have to
us
pay.
to pay premium because after Martinez, obviously we also want to go for Anthony, right? So we'll see how that goes. I think we will get at least one out of the two. We may
If
get
not
the
the
two
two.
if we could get our money from Ronaldo, if we could move on some other players and get some dollars through the door, we may very well see both of those players coming through.
I could see both coming through if we don't get the as a
But
way
if we
to
don't get the young, we'll have the young money.
exactly.
But I think there's a real priority in that position. And I think we would agree that is even a greater priority position than attack right now. You know, so let's see how that goes. Bruno Fernandes has been given the number 8.
Since Richie wanted that.
Cristiano Ronaldo is leaving, and number 7 will be vacant. So I'm asking everybody 2 questions. And 1, how you feel about Bruno getting the 8? And 2, should any of the present crop of players be given the 7? Or should the 7 be reserved until somebody earns it? Devin?
So for me, I kind of like Bruno with the 18, with the scores link, especially being a midfielder. That I kind of like that. The 8 thing right now, when people think of number 8s, like who comes to mind? Anderson. So Anderson was somebody. He had talent. Everybody knew that. But you talk about lack of discipline. I think he was one of the worst. As for the 7 right now, earn it. Leave it alone for now. Say anybody who's coming in, you want to wear this shirt, show me why you deserve it. Use it as motivation for maybe a younger player, maybe a Garnacho, somebody like that. You want to, come in and show it that way. But it's funny. Kes just said exactly what. Go show Kes's comment. It was exactly what I just said too. Yeah. So it's. Yeah, leave the 7 blank for now. I would have preferred Bruno with the 18, but if he wants 8, he wants to make that his number, so be it. As long as he performs, what can we say?
What are your thoughts, Alan?
Yeah, well, to me, that's the best thing they could do because, first, history shows it. is either is a marquee signing or is a proven player that changes games for Manchester United. You understand, like the Georgie Best and the Cristiano Ronaldo, because he didn't start off with number 7. He earned that jersey. You understand, the David Beckham came up in the rankings and earned that jersey also. The Cantona, well, he was a marquee. So
Ronaldo started with 7 too.
Yeah.
but, you understand, but no, but Ronaldo earned that jersey. He didn't
Well,
start with that.
Fergie gave it to him right off the get go, and he said,
Well,
"Hey,
after
prove it." Yeah,
after the first
yeah.
season, you understand. But as I say, you gotta earn it. So
Yep.
best thing is to really leave it there until
So
Anthony.
you all would like to see jersey vacant.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, 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 yeah,
If
And
Ronaldo,
I agree with that. I agree
yeah.
with that. Mark, what about the number 8?
Like Ko said, because I have a jersey with the 18.
Yeah, but you have a signed jersey, man. You have memorabilia.
you're
Yeah.
welcome.
Never
But
remember
You're
it.
welcome.
since he came, he wanted that 8 and he had to wait until Mata leave.
Yeah,
He told Mata that because I believe by his Lisbon, where he was before,
you were done in number 8.
he is wearing number 8 there. He have a number 8 tattoo on his hand. So it's a significant number to him. So it's only fair that he wear it. I have no problem with it wearing it. The number 7, I had to carry that jersey by a young priest, an old priest, and by the Pope. Let our number 7 stay vacant until somebody worthy come.
Yeah,
If
young and
Anthony come and you want to give him it, I have no problem with that. But
nah,
until
Anthony
then,
can handle that. Like too much pressure for Anthony. Trust me, like too much
He
yeah,
had,
pressure
he had to
for
prove
Anthony.
himself as well. I
he had to
agree.
prove himself. But
He
for
had to,
now, that jersey could stay vacant.
yeah, he had to rip up there first and then
Yeah.
it probably get
All right.
game 16. For him to feel like he
So
have a 7 money back.
yeah, for real.
See how we
So
operating first, and then
Jesse Lingard, it is being reported, is going to America to shop himself around at the MLS. Now,
that
when I
is
first heard this, I was a little taken aback because in my mind I was like, well, I'm to West Ham, I'm to Newcastle, I'm to all these clubs in the UK that were rumored to be interested in Jesse. You're free, and now all the rumors died down. So I suspect that Jesse is finding it difficult to get a new club, and you know is going to the US. Well, how you all feel about that? You know,
So can I go first on this one?
go ahead.
So to me, it's yeah, you showed great promise when you were at West Ham when you buckled down and you played well. You showed you have the talent there. But to me, it seems like there. It just seems to me that the fact that you're even having to put out this. I don't know if it's true or not yet, but just the fact that it's even public now. You're going to the U.S. instead of looking across European sides and whatnot. It says a
yeah,
lot about you as your work ethic. It makes me question. All right, why do you have to come here? Why aren't you going to one of these? It makes me question how hard you want to work. It makes me question what your attitude is like. Makes me question whether these clubs are concerned about your attitude, where you care more about doing great dances on TikTok, which, by the way, the videos are great for that. It'd be a great TikTok star. But your priority is football. And it's also, if you're coming to US looking for a big paycheck based off your name, not willing to work hard. So it seems like it. And the other thing is, like, it's a World Cup year. I would think that you'd want to go to where the toughest competition is right now to get your spot back in the side. You come to the US,
Clearly he's given up.
it's very hard for you to justify getting a spot over somebody else, like a Jared Bowen, for example, to get an
Clearly
extra.
he's given up on that World Cup dream. Can't be serious about that if you go to the
I
MLS.
don't know, but it's just now it just seems more like you're trying to market yourself off your name, and people are saying here Jesse Lingard. Oh, he played for Manchester United. He does all these videos. He's very relevant on this, but no, your focus, all you're playing football needs to be football. He at 29, I still think you're too. It's too young to be going from Manchester United to the MLS.
Yeah, to me, I just always say the MLS is where stars just go to pasture, you know.
For now, for now. But I think it will. I think the MLS will grow. But for
No,
now,
the
yes,
MLS is great. The quality of football now is better than it was 5 years
it's
ago.
not there yet. But of course, now they're marketing Gareth Bale coming, which of course he's going to be there. Like, we'll see how he goes after the World Cup, because there's some good golf courses out there in California. So we'll see what happens.
Uh,
But
Jennings
yeah,
have to
it's no
promote.
like it looks bad on Lingard's brand that you have to put this out there, and that's what it comes down to.
I
True,
remember
true,
Jesse
true.
is a showman, He loved the show.
Yes.
He loved the show.
And that is it too, eh? Which is why when we were hearing that Nirma wanted to go to the MLS, I was thinking the same thing. Not that he wanted to go to pasture so much, but the party lifestyle is what
Yeah.
he's interested in. Because
Yep.
you can't want to leave top flight football in Europe, Champions League football, to go to the MLS to do what?
I mean,
At 28,
that
even at
CONCACAF
30.
Champions League.
It's like, okay, who went to the MLS and came back to Europe? Ibra.
Yeah.
Backup.
Beckham, I think as well. He came back.
Well,
I think he went.
if you count
Yeah.
instead at PSG, then okay, fine. Well, Milan and PSG, I guess. But he didn't really have that much of an impact because Ibra came back and he had a good impact.
Yeah, but the mere fact some of them came back because they just went there probably for a brain cooler, just to get out of the limelight,
Yeah.
and kind of promote certain teams in MLS to build
To build their repertoire.
you understand? Because they know eventually they will come back. Look, Beckham, he done gone back already and form out his own club.
Inter Miami.
Yeah, in
Probably
Miami.
Beckham will get Jesse a work.
Probably. Yeah, old man,
Oh
new
my
man.
goodness! If
Jesse is
Jesse
one of
Field,
the most hardest footballers.
if
And
Not
Jesse
just
Field
like them
could
playing
go,
China and them weird no tell. Don't touch that, that will shock you. And as they turn their back, they touch it and get shocked.
He on image,
Right,
but
Jesse?
he like to move with the
Jesse should have
rappers and
never left West Ham.
Well, he didn't really have a choice because he was only on loan.
you know,
You understand?
he should have pushed for a move a little more aggressively.
Yeah.
Well, I
He
think
should have never left West Ham and come back
to,
United.
to be fair to Lingard, I think he did push for that move, but I think he was also promised playing time by Ole, and that went out the window.
He was,
Yeah.
but he should not
Solskjaer
take that
sell him
bait.
a set of dreams
Well,
and bring him back.
Should not take that bait.
should have
Guys,
sent any
so-
transfer request.
So before we go into this new segment that we're talking about, I want to put it out there that if you are interested in being on the panel for the United Hour, I just put the number in the comments, right? You all feel free to WhatsApp that number, 868-496-3636, 868-496-3636. You all WhatsApp and let me know if you're interested, whether is it being in part of the team, in front of the camera or behind the camera, right? Because there are things that we need done behind the scenes as well. There are a lot of things that go in to making the programs happen. So feel free if you're interested in getting your views and your voice out there, getting your opinions out there, being part of the team, hook that number up on WhatsApp.
Come
Now
join the fun, man.
let's head in to, I can't say the final because we still have the top Shotta and Booboo to do. So let's head into our new segment called On the Record. And the question for On the Record today is, what do you expect Rashford to do this season? I want you all to make a prediction. Forget about what Rashford did last season. Forget about what he did 2 seasons ago. Forget about the back injury, the shoulder injury, everything else. Looking forward, I want you all to predict. Remember, it's going on the record. We're going to be clipping you, and we're going to be showing you this back. So whether your prediction is right or it is wrong, whether you're a prophet or a false prophet, the whole world is going to know. So starting off with you, Devin, what do you think Rashford is going to do this season?
So I think Rashford is going to go all out to get back into Southgate's side come December. I actually am expecting at least 5-6 goals from him. And with that, I expect probably right around that same number of assists. And I'm thinking conservatively for now, because this is also based on what the squad has right now. If we get certain signings in, yes, that number could be higher. If we do keep Ronaldo, that goal contribution could be less because Ronaldo's going to want all the opportunities. But I can see Rashford balling out the season with dribbling as well too. He has two distractions that left the club already. If you know who I'm referring to, um, so yeah, it's I expect him to be fighting to get into that World Cup side come December, and after that, I actually expect him to prove everybody wrong. He said, okay, he had an off season. Now let's see what happens after this. And by the way, those 6 goals that I'm talking about, that's before the World Cup.
All right, so let me just read some of the comments. Carlton says he expects 25 goals across all competitions from Rashford. Martin says Rashford will score 16 goals and get 8 assists in the league alone, right? Kes is saying Rashford, we've been hoping for will stand out, right? Rashford would stand out. He has no more excuses. He has a proper manager and proper training now. But that is not a prediction, but is hope that Rashford is going to be back. Alan, what says you? What is your prediction for Rashford this season?
Yeah, well, I give him for the whole season, not just up until World Cup. I give him about 15 goals, 10 assists, because it's based on the style of football. Once you understand it, what Ten Hag wants, and I could see him being one of the focal points. You understand the thing with he himself and
Sancho.
Martial and Sancho. You know, three young players, forwards. All I prefer Greenwood in there, but we can't talk about him right now, right? But those three could make it happen for Ten Hag. You know, they're
Yeah.
young, they're
So, you,
vibrant,
so you're
and they have
expecting
something
this
to
to
prove.
be a rebound season for Rashford?
Yeah, of course, because he have gotten rid of all his personal issues. You know, he got married now, and then to the hype of him
He
with
he
his
he he, he
MBE.
he getting married. He just
Oh,
engaged. He ain't married yet.
well, same thing. You're almost down the island. Yeah, you're almost at the new strong in it, as they say. Yeah, but what I say, he's in a better place right now to concentrate mostly on his football now. You understand? And he have all out to go and prove that he could be the Rashford as we know him to be. You know, contributing and scoring. But I give him 15 goals, about 10 assists.
So how many of those? My question is, how many of those are before the World Cup, and how many are after?
No, that is in
That is
total
across
because
the board.
No,
remember
no,
to have
no.
other players.
Do you expect him to be consistent after the World Cup as well?
No, he will start off hot, you know. He will start off hot. Once he comes back into form with a level head, he will score plenty goals before that World Cup, and Gareth Southgate will have to start to watch him again. You understand? You will have to start to watch him again, and it's based on to how Sterling performed in Chelsea. Once he goes there, you understand? So it's Chelsea or Arsenal he gone by.
Chelsea.
Chelsea.
Well,
Chelsea.
right. So, although that is one of his favorite, but Marcus is a good player. So, as I say, once he gets back in the form, he have no other choice but to pick him on that team. You understand?
Mark, what,
That's how it goes.
yeah. Mark, what was your predictions for Rashford?
I given Rashford a 20 goal season and a 10 assists. Just the mere fact that he has something to prove. Right? All the troubles he had last season that gone, and he want to show people that last season was just a bad season. As I say, he going to start off hot because he want to get back into England team. That 20 goal, you had 10 before the World Cup, and the rest will come after.
Wow.
Yeah, because you go to the World Cup, you know, and when he come back from the World Cup, he'll be on that high still to show people that it just wasn't to go to the World Cup. So,
Well, I guess I had to go on the record too, right? I had
yeah,
to go on the record too. I think Rashford would have a good season. I'm not sure it's going to be a 20 plus goal in the league. Maybe in all comps he might cross 20. In the league, I'm looking more like 15. 15, 16 goals, but I expect his assist numbers to be higher. You know, I keep in mind Donny van der Beek. When Donny van der Beek came, that kind of one-touch football, he passed the ball and he run, the movement. And I think if we eliminate that showmanship, that individualism in Rashford's game, where Rashford is not just trying to beat a man on the wing and trying to cut in, but he is playing more with his teammates and he's using his pace, using his strengths, right? Because pace is one of Rashford's strengths. One, he is going to get in position, but he is also going to set up. I think Rashford is going to have a lot of assists. So I look in more in the league, 16 goals, but I looking for like a higher, like maybe 12 or 13 assists. You know, I like how Kevin De Bruyne goals and assists just be close. That is why I'm looking to see an improvement with Rashford. He's going to score, but because of the style of play under Ten Hag, he'll also have more assists. You know, once he gets minutes. So that is my expectation for Rashford.
Nice.
Let me just see this comment here. Jeffrey is saying before the World Cup, he expect Rashford to have 5 goals.
That's about what I said. I said 6. So he's pretty much right there with me.
Yeah. Right. So, guys, we headed into the final segment of the show. The top Shotta and Booboo of the week. Now, I'll be honest with you. I am going last today because I have no idea who my top Shotta or Booboo is for this. I know if certain men was here, they would have bought Harry Maguire for the Booboo one time. I am not so biased. So while you all are talking, I'll be thinking about mine. So who want to go first?
You know what?
I will go first.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Alan.
My top Shotta is Malacia for signing. I love his attitude.
That smile, boy. That man.
I should have gone first because that was mine.
You know,
yeah, right, your boy, the smiling assassin.
Yeah, boy. Wow.
You know, the interview that they had when they signed him up, it was really refreshing, and you know that he took all these advice or asked all these questions of former players from Manchester United. You know, it's really nice, and he's grateful that Ten Hag actually watch him and bring him across to Manchester United. I know even feeling he'll do his best. He'll put his best foot forward, right? And my boo-boo of the day.
Why do I have a feeling who you're gonna pick already. Please do not sing it.
I will say Cristiano Ronaldo.
Right? It's not mine. Thank God. Thank God.
The mere fact is because, okay, certain things might be true, but you know how you were supposed to say it since April. Because if it's about Champions League, you want to be always in the limelight. You have to know, well, the team needs you in a sense that he is a big figure in the dressing room and on the playing field. So you making that decision at this crunch time, say what? Ten Hag will survive. Manchester United will survive. So that might be good. Go ahead, Devon.
All right, so since you took Malacia from me, should I go top shot or Booboo man first?
It don't matter, and you could say Malacia as well.
No. So my second choice was actually going to be Eric Ten Hag for actually instilling discipline back in this club, which is so badly needed.
Yeah, man. Eric is the boss.
And then for my it's not football related. Who dominated headlines today?
Oh, the British Prime Minister.
Correct. There you go for Booboo man. Need I say more? I don't know what was worse, his policies or his hairdo. So if you could tell me that is professional hairstyle, I don't want to hear you say anything else about black women's natural hair again. So enough said.
Mark?
Right. I stay local from a top Shotta of the week. A top Shotta of the week is the national under 23 futsal team that just won the bronze medal in the first ever Caribbean Games. in Guadeloupe. Now, reason for that is that there are a bunch of youths that now learning to play futsal. They take 3 months to learn futsal because we have no futsal league in the country, as we all know. And we already had one player that really had that futsal experience, that was Che Benny. Right? And all the rest was men, the coaching staff take and teach them the game. And to go at Caribbean Games and come back with a bronze medal is a great feat.
Pretty much.
Having worked with our team, for 4 weeks and to see the performance them youths and them put on in that tournament, they deserve it. And hats off to that team. Stay humble. Well done to the remainder of the coaching staff. Booboo, Barcelona, for trying to be a Caribbean smart man. Yeah. Yeah. Laporte for trying to be a Trini. And sell Manchester United and try to get Man U to pay for money that they owe in a man. Poor taste. Come better than that Barcelona. Yeah? I did it.
I'm gonna have to piggy on that, you know, piggyback on that, because I really don't understand. You know, we started off the program talking about it. I really just cannot understand how badly Barcelona have to perform financially before either La Liga or UEFA steps in.
Exactly.
You know, maybe these other European leagues need more stringent rules like the EPL.
Yeah.
Because in England, you could never, no English club could do what Barcelona do. None.
None.
Administration. You're going into administration early.
Yeah, no English club could do players 2 seasons in a row and then trying to sell the player without paying. I mean, no English club could do that. Not even in the second or third division, you could get away with that.
Look at what happened to Beret FC, if you want an example.
Yeah.
Right? So I do understand. So definitely Barcelona for Booboo. Top shutter for the week. Man, I say just get because of that. Let me tell you something. Somebody made it talked in the comments. Kes said, you know, the smile reflects a player who wants to be here.
Yeah.
And I don't know, boy. I know we only pay 13 million for him. And I know that he going out of fight.
13 million well spent.
Right? Yes. But you know, when you see a player come through the door and he give off an aura, a positive, ready to work kind of aura, you know, and I think Mark was talking about him, comparing him to York.
Yeah.
With that smile, you know.
That smile. Yeah.
You want to work with people like that, people who happy to be in the room, people who happy to be in this space. And I appreciate that aura. I really like that.
But Ten Hag and all is glad that he is there too.
Yeah,
a bigger smile on his face.
You ever see the video of Ten Hag admiring him when he was playing for Feyenoord and Ten Hag was Ajax manager? Yes, I can't wait to see him unleashed properly.
Yeah. I saw some clips of him today in training, and the boy training and smiling too.
One of the things I am waiting to see throughout this window, where United is concerned, is the type of player we go for, not just in terms of technique and quality, footballing quality, but attitude. Because one of the things I observe and I admire about Liverpool very rarely buys players that have persistent injury issues. Most of Liverpool players tend to be durable because they don't buy players that have a history of injuries, right? One. And two, they do a lot of psychological research into the kind of players they buy. They don't just bring players in who they think would upset the apple cart as far as the dressing room goes. So you find that, you know, when they bought Robinson for small money, look at Robinson and look at Robinson's attitude, right? Look at the guys who they would have brought in and look at their commitment to work.
Yeah.
They don't just bring in stars, even if they pay plenty money for you. Look at Van Dijk. At the time, Van Dijk was the most expensive defender in the world, but his commitment level on the pitch, he never got showed swell-headedness. You understand what I'm saying? They do a lot of work, psychological work. And far as I concern, Ed Woodward and company wasn't doing that.
Nope.
We had a lot of purchases that, I mean, Chelsea as well. Chelsea don't do that. Chelsea does bring in stars.
Edward, one of them was on selling
Yeah,
T-shirts.
so it's not that we are the only club. There are a lot of clubs that may not pay that kind of attention psychologically, but I want to see if the kind of player, because if Malacia is a reflection of the kind of player that Ten Hag wants, we have to wait till the end of the window to see.
Yeah.
But if he is a reflection of that, I think the club is going to be stepping in a right direction where that is concerned, because we need players with a certain mental grit, especially coming out of that culture that we had, Player FC culture that we had just the other day, right? So let's see how the players adjust to the new rules, and
Remember,
and
they're
those
young
things.
and they're young and raring to go, So they want to show the world, even if Ronaldo there, yes or no, they want to show the world that Manchester could build back with this young manager.
Yeah.
Because he's fairly young, and everybody love his style of football, because you just see what Ajax did all the years that gone by. They the fans of Manchester United, including myself, want to see if we could replicate that kind of football. Because it could be a new football, a new style, something exciting to see. We knock at that kind of speed. You understand? So everybody looking forward to see how the preseason will go. Well, not starting from next week, because that will be kind of like too soon. You understand? To put it out,
Boy,
put it on against.
we're looking forward to that football. Yes, I looking forward to the game. My expectations not high, but I'm looking forward
I'm
to the
waiting
game.
for the last game of the
Yeah.
preseason back in Old Trafford. You understand? Not against Liverpool. That will be too kind of soon. You can't really.
Yeah.
You might be able to get the know-how and the
Preseason is to iron out everything.
yeah to get
Yeah.
it right. Make a little mistakes
Yeah.
and get it right for when the season really starts.
When the season starts, is when the action.
Yeah. You're
Yeah.
supposed to see a different brand. You
Supposed
understand?
to.
Guys, before I shut it down, we must let you all know that we're going to have some special content, because the man himself, Devin, is going to be doing a traveler's blog, because he's going to the UK for Manchester United's the opening game of the season. Devin is going to be there representing the United Hour, right? As his
Yeah, man.
ticket.
Ah,
You understand?
Yeah, man.
So he's going to be right
stop
there in
shut
Old
up.
Trafford. So Devin is going to be keeping us abreast. He's going to be hitting us up before he boards the plane to go to the UK, showing us all that he's packing. We're going to be all up in his business, see what
Devin's
he's
blog.
doing and where in the stadium and all of that kind of thing. He's going to
Yeah.
be doing a proper,
Chris Roberts' advice on this one.
a proper traveler's blog. He's going to be taking us on every step of the journey for Manchester's first official game under Eric Ten Hag. We're going to have our very own Devin there in the stadium, taking in all that vibes. And of course, we're going to be seeing those videos right
Yeah,
here in the United Hour.
it was as soon as I saw Ten Hag coming, I believe in Eric Ten Hag, and I believe this is the start of something great. And so I'm like, you know what? I want to be there from the beginning. The airfare was not cheap, not at all with the way how this economy is today. But I was like, you know what? This is too good of an opportunity. This is something that when I look back on my life later on, I can say, yeah, I was there. Yeah, it was worth it. It was expensive, but worth it. So I can't wait.
Don't worry,
I
21 is coming. You'll be able to tell your grandchildren, hey, first time we win the league in 9 years, I was there.
Be ready for a couple programs I may give out on the show later on. I will probably get some stuff signed as well. I have a lot of connections over there as well. Yeah, be ready. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be incredible. We have some special guests as well in there too. Hopefully, we get some more shout outs for the channel as well too, because I know we got a couple already too.
So look out, because with the new season, we're gonna have some new programming, right? We ain't gonna give too much away. We're gonna have some new programming. So press that like button, because that really helps. channel, helps build the channel up. And, you know, as I said earlier, if you're interested in being part of the United Hour, WhatsApp 868-496-3636. And, you know, let's build the community. So, Red Devils don't die. We
We like
multiply.
gremlin. We
Enjoy the
multiply.
rest of your weekend, people.